Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. But this is season 8, episode 3. We're doing alphabets of love, starting at A all the way to Z. This is C. I hope y'all enjoy the show. If you missed the first episodes, the first letter was A, and we said affection, and episode 2 was B for boundaries. So stay tuned. We're gonna get into the letter C and what we're gonna talk about tonight. And if you don't know your love language, don't worry about it. You can send me a hi. You can take the love language quiz. You get to learn your love language. If you don't know the love languages, is quality time, words of affirmation, act of service, receiving gifts, and physical touch. Again, if you don't know your love languages, don't worry about it. You can take the quiz, understand it better, and we about to get into the show. And last but not least, keep your language clean and your hearts open, because this is Dear Cupid. All right, so Queen B, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let the people know what you got going on the app, and we about to get into it.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Queen B Vibes. I have not been streaming a lot lately. I'm trying to get back into the groove of everything, but when I do, I'm more than likely to be streaming Monday through Friday after 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I was about to say flip. They got me going crazy in these comments. I will stream randomly on the weekends, probably more often in the morning, but just catch me around these tag streets. Some of your favorite streamers lives in the box, in the comments, just being me. Just catch a vibe, everybody.
Okay, all right. So, Queen B, you gonna want to go ahead and let people know what we're gonna be talking about tonight and give them a little rundown.
All right, so this entire season is going to be about the alphabets of love, all 26 letters of the alphabet. So we already handled A and B. So this week, today, we are going to be talking about the letter C. But what words do y'all think? What do you think we're going to be talking about today to start with C? That involves love.
Man, put it in the comments, man. All the C's, let the word C. All the word. Let's see what we talking about. What we talking about?
Ooh, compassion. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Minnie here.
All right, Minnie, request the box.
Comfort. Karen. Leave it to Kane.
Yeah, you would be the one, I Kane.
Of course. Or Chucky.
Yeah.
Those are some good words, y'all. Those are some good words.
Minnie, request the box.
Kirby hit it right on the nail.
Yeah, Kirby hit it
though. Communication.
Communication. I mean, talking. We gonna talk. Oh my God, Sasha.
Hey, y'all.
Take the space from in between. Take the space from in between.
Why does that bother you so bad? Leave her alone.
Yeah, all right. All right, continue what you were doing, Queen B. Continue what you were doing.
Ain't he? Just Kirby, just why does that bother you?
All right, so like she said, the letter C, the word we're going for tonight is communication. For the people that's in the comments and on the panel, give your example or give your definition of communication if you can. We'll start off with Queen B first.
Before we do get into all that, Minnie, how you doing, girl?
Oh yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Grambling, like this was not it. 7:15. I was like, okay.
Look, I was running late, got my hair done.
You couldn't wait.
Let me get out my good old laptop because I got my answers in here.
Before we do that, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, girl.
I got you.
Yeah,
okay. So I'm Minnie. I'm kind of new to the platform a little bit, but not really. Starting to build it up. What else do y'all need to know?
When you stream and how people can catch you, you know.
I'm really random. I just finished school, so I'm trying to create a schedule and really kind of like morning, evening time you can catch me streaming. But just fade me and you'll get a notification. So
y'all make sure y'all fade Minnie. You know, we trying to get her faves up. Go check her out. She got great conversation. Great about make sure y'all fade Minnie. Somebody say my name?
No.
You losing your
Okay.
mind. Yeah, you see the
All right.
nails, you see, yeah.
All right, Queen B. Go ahead and give us your definition, Queen B.
All right. So, a definition of communication came straight from Webster's. So,
What
communication
kind of
is a
definition?
process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, and behaviors.
All right, Minnie, what about you? What's your definition of
Okay.
communication?
So
She
I
goes to
said communication.
Wikipedia.
I said
No,
Webster. You got like I ain't got a
this is
dictionary
my
over here.
own words. These are my own words, okay? But I said communication is both verbal and nonverbal. It's actively and effectively taking turns to listen and respond, asking and clarifying if you both understand what the message is when talking and discussing things.
Interesting, interesting. Oh, okay, all right. Minnie, you might be on to something. You
Yeah.
might be on to something. I'm gonna give y'all my definition. You know, I gotta always put in that Cupid
Mm-hmm.
spin on everything. So
Right.
my definition, basically, communication is paying attention and listening while their partner is speaking, listening to understand rather than listening to respond. Validate their partner's thoughts and feelings, often by acknowledging and repeating back some of what was said. So ask questions. That's communication. You have to listen. You have to understand. Don't just listen just to give an answer back. No, listen, understand. Hello.
Amen.
All
I
right, that's
swear
the
we in
Cupid.
church. Hallelujah. Amen.
That is the Cupid response for communication. Like I said, this is Dear Cupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. We're talking about the alphabets of love. This is season 8. This is letter C tonight, communication. If you're dealing with things where you're not communicating with the person that you're in a relationship with, but this is the platform, this is the show where you can understand and try to make it, better. You can just, throw in some pointers to them. Say, look, baby, look, we got to communicate better. I went to this show on Tag, YouTube, and he was talking about communication, and this is what we need to do. So we didn't talk about the definition, and can we get some examples or ways we can make communication a little bit easier for certain people that have kind of like that struggle to communicate, because some people don't like to open up sometimes. So can we get some examples on how you can do different things for us communicate with that person you're with?
After you, Minnie, if you like.
Okay, I was waiting to see what the order was. But
All right.
so I think that what we can do better is, like I said, actively listening means that I also struggle with this as well. So when somebody is
Mm.
talking to me, my inside voice literally is talking at the same time as the other person is talking. And that is like disrupting me actually listening what the person is saying. So I think communication is big on listening to listen and not listening so that you can respond only. So I think that's a
Mhm.
big one.
Mm-hmm. I think
Definitely,
something that can help
definitely.
everybody communicate better is also making eye contact. Letting me know that I have your attention, because your mind can be somewhere else. And also, when you're communicating with somebody, don't be doing extra stuff like maybe being in your phone or fiddling with something, because that makes me feel like you're ignoring me. When you actually sit in front of somebody and say, "Hey, look, this is what we're talking about right now," and then actively listening, because somebody can tell you
Mm.
something that can go in one ear and out the other, but you won't actually understand and actually put all this communication into effect unless you really know why you're communicating this subject that you're talking about.
Facts, facts. So I'm gonna throw this out here. A good big example when you're in a relationship and you're trying to communicate with your significant other, your spouse, the person that you're associating with. Be kind of open. Be mindful of their feelings and then certain things that you say. So this is what I'm gonna say. Communication in a relationship, at its core, is about connecting and using your verbal, written, and physical skills to fulfill your partner's needs. Let me say it again. Communication in a relationship at its core is about connecting and using your verbal talk. You have to talk. You got to talk. Uh, Written, that means you can write them love notes, you can write them letters, let them know how you feel, what you're looking for in a relationship. If it's written down, that means they can't say, "Oh, I forgot." It is written down on the paper. It's a written contract. I'm looking for a loyal, understanding, peaceful relationship with you, and this is what I make a note. That's all you got to do. And if they don't accept it or they don't try, because you have to try in a relationship, you can't say you can't do it. You have to put up some type of effort. Written and physical skills to fulfill your partner's needs. It's not about making small talk. Don't make small talk because you're not really talking. You just, "Oh baby, how was your day?" "Oh, it was all right." "So anything happened at work?" "Oh man, this just got on my nerves. That's normal. No, that's small talk. You gotta give me something extra, baby. You gotta talk to me. It's about understanding your partner's point of view, offering support, and being your partner's number one fan. Let me say that again, because I don't think y'all heard me in the back. I think the people in the back didn't hear me. It's about understanding your partner's point of view. All right, offering support and being your partner's number one fan. I'm sorry, like a lot of people be like, "Yeah, I'm deaf for him." I listen to him, but guess what? When you go home, you be reneging on everything that you be saying around everybody else. Be like, I told him I'll be listening to you. You don't be listening to me. No. See, that's our problem. You gotta listen. You gotta listen. Stop saying that you're gonna do something and don't do it. Basically that's the part of the love languages right there. Hello, you gotta communicate. Communicating words of affirmation. Give me some words of encouragement, some kind words. Give me some good affirmation, some good act of service. Say, "Look, baby, look, I understand you're having a hard day, a rough day. Let me go ahead and take care of. Let me go wash the clothes for you. Let me do the dishes for you. Relax yourself." Communicate. Let them feel comfortable, and that's what they're looking for. Most women are looking for a man to kind of step up and be like, "Baby, look, let me handle this for you. I'm gonna be that knight in shining armor for you." Ladies, men are looking for a woman that accept them on their emotional side. When a man finally breaks down and actually tells you about his feelings, be accepting to him. Stop breaking him down. Stop telling him, "Oh, you less of a man because you want to talk to me and communicate and be all lovey-dovey." When a man finally opens up to you, that means he really loves you and cares about you. Stop being that downer in a relationship just because a man is opening up to you. Communicate, talk. Guess what? If you don't communicate and talk with him, guess what? Or communicate and talk with her, guess what? What's gonna happen? He gonna find somebody at work. He gonna find somebody on social media. He gonna find somebody to talk to fill that void that he's not getting no conversation, no talking to, because all he get is a nagging, whining, over aggressive. Goes for men too. Over aggressive man, and don't want to be sensitive to the woman's feelings, and trying to be hard all the time. Open up, man. I hate when people say, "Oh, my relationship is falling apart, man. We not talking." So what you doing? Are you listening, or are you just sitting there rolling your eyes and doing all this? You gotta listen. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to understand, not listen to just respond. No, that don't work. That's like somebody telling you, "Oh, how can I do it? How can I give a good? Come on, somebody give me a good example of somebody trying to listen but giving you a response basically it's a rebuttal. Basically, you giving your answer of what you thought you heard, and then you just making a whole conflict out of nothing. That's basically what it is.
You could be telling me whatever you just said, and I'm like, "What's that supposed to mean?"
That's what I'm saying. And the crazy thing is, when women are telling a man something, and fellas, I don't care what y'all say. Most of the time, when women is talking to men, we only take bits and pieces of it. Hands down, we gonna hit probably the beginning, nothing in the middle, and then the end. That's it. That's it. I don't care what y'all say. If a woman is talking too much or too long, it's like, uh-huh.
That's because
I'm being
y'all. That's
serious.
because y'all think we ready to argue. That's why you
That
don't listen.
yeah,
You just take what you want to take out of there.
you take what you. Men are short-term listeners. Women are long-term listeners. They gonna listen to the whole conversation and they're gonna tell you everything that you just said back to you, and they're gonna tell you with every receipt and everything. I'm telling you, a woman is more dissecting than a man in a conversation.
Mhm.
Look,
They gonna get straight to the point. A man, he gonna say this. Woman, this, that's it. Mm-mm. I'm telling y'all communicate. Y'all better communicate.
Mm.
I would say also that some women, because you said women, you tend to talk like longer, that you can take breaks in the middle and ask and clarify, hey, do you get what I'm saying to you? And then continue the conversation, because if you say your whole points all at one time, the message can get lost. So try to take breaks in the conversation and ask and clarify, do you get what I'm saying? And then continue the conversation to see if it's a mutual conversation, because you could be talking to yourself. You don't want that to happen. So
No, no. You definitely don't want to talk to
Mhm.
yourself. Like I always say this in my life. I always quote things from the Bible. I'm more spiritual than religious, but there's certain things in the Bible that you can actually use. Like they said, a babbling brook and you have a Dead Sea. If you have you're the babbling brook, you're the one that's talking all the time, but guess what? You're talking to a Dead Sea and nothing is coming back to you. Everything is just they all they're gonna give you is and you steady talking. Yep. They just giving you one single response, and that's not what a relationship is supposed to be. You have to communicate back and forth. A Dead Sea will never elaborate or never give you a sense of understanding. They're just gonna give you, yeah, baby. No, that's not gonna work because it's not going nowhere. It's staying in that one little area. You're not giving back no feeling. You're not giving back no sense of, do you understand what I'm saying when I'm telling you this? Because this is what I'm looking for, and I would like for you to make some type of effort to do this or change on it. Because most times in a relationship, it's dealing with communication. Most of the time, someone is telling you about what they're looking for, what you need to fix in a relationship. It may not be something that's major, but it may be. But it's just little things that the woman see or the man see, but when people hear things about, oh, you need to fix this, they take it and run with it and say, oh, I need to fix this, or I need to know. It's just to better you that you don't see it. Other people on the outside can see something that you don't see in yourself.
Mhm.
And you gotta stop being so scared and so fragile when somebody tell you something. If you need help trying to fix yourself being loyal or being honest or being trustworthy or being a better communicator, they're just telling you this so you can see it. You can't see some of the flaws that other people can see, and not all flaws are bad. Everybody has flaws. Nobody's perfect. You're gonna, like I said before, you're never gonna get 100% person. Nobody's 100%. Nobody. If you find 100%, let me know because I'm trying to find one too. You're gonna get at least 75, 80, and everything else is gonna be fixed on. You have to fix it. You're gonna get probably a 60%. I'm talking about ladies. I'm talking about the men that you're gonna find. He may not have went to school, but got a good job, but he kind of have trust issues. Men, she went to school, but she's scared to jump into a relationship. Like it's different things that different people have that you have to be acceptance to, and you gotta just fix it. It's called. Remember that show I did? It's called I said a little maintenance. It was a little maintenance in the relationship. You gotta fix them up a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with fixing a relationship. Ain't nothing wrong with fixing somebody that you get into a relationship with. Don't be scared to say, look, there's a little kinks we got to work out, but we're going to get it through it together. Don't be scared to try to, fix it up a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with a fixer-upper. Guess what? You'll know the ins and outs of that fixer-upper instead of going buying a brand new car that you don't know nothing about. Hello?
Yeah,
I
but
don't
they
think
have to
y'all
be
listen.
willing. They got to be willing to put in the work too. You can't really just
I'd rather
fix
put it.
somebody without
I'd
that.
rather put in the work. I'd rather put in the work. If I put in the work, I'll know what I'm looking forward to down the line. If I see something that is something, it's a growth in this relationship, and I see that you have the drive, the understanding that if we push, we keep going, just like on the app. If I have a movement or if I have a group of people that I know that's gonna push and grind and get to where they need to go, guess what? I'm gonna do it. And it starts at the beginning. It starts because everybody's not a top badge. Everybody's not a big streamer. Guess what? That's where you mold and build and start something up, and then you push people and you guide them and you give them the right things to do. Don't steer them away. Don't say, "Oh, my friend doing." Don't compare yourself to other people's relationships because that's not your relationship. That's another thing people always get misconstrued. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else. You're not them. You're you, and the person that you're with is them. So you have to fix what's internal, and that's when you'll know. I'm telling you, you're gonna know about what makes them sad, what makes them happy, what makes them tick, on the little things that matter. Some women don't really like going overboard sometimes with, oh, you ain't gotta, do things to, impress other outside people. Just do the small things, baby. You can just give me some roses or some flowers. Give me a rose every day of the week, and just give me a bundle of flowers on the end of the month or something, just to give me something to look forward to. Or don't be waiting for Valentine's Day and do something throughout the year. And on Valentine's Day, you can do something nice. It don't have to be just for a special occasion. Do it just because. That's the step you got to take.
Mm-hmm.
I want to throw this out here before we get into the Ask Cupid segment. So I want to say communication is important in relationships, that we need to talk openly and be good listeners. Share positive feelings about your partner with themselves. That's what I just finished saying. You have to share things with your partner about them, not just about you all the time. I'm like, I understand that they got to feed your love language. You'll let them know what your love language is and have to fill that tank. But you also have to let that partner know, hey, are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to change something for me as I'm changing something for you? It ain't got to be drastic. Be something small. Be like, I just need you to listen more. Or I need you to be more openly about your feelings. That's all I'm asking. If you can do that, that person will look at you totally different. They'll be like, man, they really changed something that I was looking I was really scared to ask them about. You really opened up and said, know what, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna see what I can do. And that's the best thing. And then you have another one. It is better to act early if you are having difficulties rather than waiting for the situation to get worse. What I just finished saying. Let them know in the beginning. Talk, write a note, letter, sit down, make a note, get a notepad and say, baby, this we need to work on. This we need to do. I'm going to write my notes and we just going to switch them and we're going to talk about them and see where we can actually make each other better. Don't wait till everything start getting difficult and then all of a sudden you want to leave and break up and cut everything quits. A relationship is not easy. It's a job. Like I always say, employee of love. You got to work to stay with it and you got to work to keep it. Hello? Mm-hmm. You got to put in the time, the hours, the overnights. When you have kids, you got to put in that overtime. When you trying to build an empire in a relationship, you got to put in the overtime. Man, if y'all just tuning in, this is Dear Cupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. Y'all make sure y'all fave Minnie in the box. Y'all make sure y'all fave Queen B in the box because we trying to get these faves up. We trying to get this movement started. It's the OK movement, and this is season 8, Alphabets of Love, letter C, communication. Do y'all have anything to add to that or rebuttal, or if y'all agreeing on it? What y'all got before we get into the Ask Cupid segment?
Go ahead, Minnie. You got something to add?
I'm gonna say like the word fix can be very like not let people do it. Like they'll be like, oh, fix, don't fix me.
Yeah,
Don't go out and try to fix somebody. So I guess the term would be willing to grow and be willing to
Mm-hmm.
develop with somebody
I
because
like that
this is
word.
what I say is that you have to align like with each other in every form and fashion, at least a little bit, or and be willing to compromise in certain aspects. You just can't go around dating people that you have two totally different minds because it's just gonna be conflict and confusion. So
Hmm.
be willing to grow, be willing to compromise, and be willing to have that self and couple development. Be willing.
Big facts.
Like I
Big
always
facts.
say, I always say, stop letting inside noise dictate what you're doing on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stop. Just because you see somebody happy on Instagram, you don't know what's going on at home. Because
Mm-hmm.
guess what? They not letting you see that. You're they happy. They this, they that. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What they had what kind of work they had to put in to keep this going, our grandparents didn't put in the time, the effort to be together for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You feel me? Like nowadays, when you get to a marriage nowadays, shoot, you only get staying together for about 5, 10 years. It's ridiculous. Because guess
Mm-hmm.
what? There's no communication. There's no talking. You give up and then you want to talk about it. You want to go to marriage counseling. Why we can't counsel ourselves? Why we can't do it ourselves? Sit down and talk with amongst ourselves. We got to go talk to somebody that's giving us pointers. Why we can't do it ourselves? It's so easy to talk amongst ourselves and grow, like you said, grow.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's important to know your partner because at times, depending on how your partner is, they may not want to have that conversation like right then and there. It can be something drastic. So, like me, for example, if something is bothering me, sometimes I don't like to talk about it right then and there. I sit in that moment and collect my thoughts because if I'm like really rattled or upset, I don't want it to come out wrong. Now, later on, I'm definitely going to go ahead and approach it and say, okay, so this is what's been going on. And then we can just go ahead and hash it out. And another thing that people need to understand is how bad understanding comes into play and listening because that Dead Sea can speak volumes. If a person is feeling like you are not communicating with them or you're not listening, they'll be quiet. They can be
Hmm.
very quiet. Next thing you know, you're wondering, oh, what's going on? Oh, now all of a sudden you want to talk. But this person been trying to talk to you for how long? And now that they're quiet, oh, something's clicking. Oh yeah, we need to sit down and talk. But what happened before? You're not giving them that
Hmm.
attention that they were looking for. That's why you really need to understand your partner and also knowing that listening is important when you're communicating. Again, that DSC can speak volumes. Silence is a killer.
Also, all right, y'all. We getting down to the Cupid segment on Ask Cupid. If y'all have a question y'all want to ask me, we got 10 minutes left of the show. Y'all can put those questions in the comments. Start off with Dear Cupid with a Q and put your question behind it. I'd be glad to answer it. The panel will be glad to answer. If you have a special question that you want to ask the panel, you want to ask Minnie, because Minnie, she got some answers for you, just letting you know. So if y'all got a question for Minnie, y'all can say, Dear Cupid, this is for Minnie. Mhm. Queen B, you got anything, or Minnie, you got a question you want to throw out there?
No, I'm good.
But I thought you had some questions in that handy dandy laptop, girl. I saw you
That's
bring
what
it
I'm
No,
out
the
with
questions
saying.
I want to
you.
ask. Oh, I thought you meant questions like.
No, we can ask each other questions in the panel
Okay,
or the
so I
panel.
did have a
Anybody.
question. I said that, dear Cupid, what do you think is the main factor to miscommunication in relationships?
Not listening. The main factor is not listening. Like
But when you
when
say not listening, like, do you mean that it's like a
Lack of
miscommunication. Like I could be saying something, and when you relay it back to me, it's like something that I didn't say, or like just not listening at all, just
I
ignoring,
would say a lack of
ears be
understanding the
clogged.
person, huh?
She said her ears because so that's why I'm like it's stonewalling if you're really not listening at all. Like you're completely like just shut off or not listening to where the message is so lost because you just want to listen.
Most relationships, the lack of communication comes from if that person get too comfortable in a relationship and doesn't accept any feedback or verbal command, like not commands, I'm gonna say more of verbal changes or verbal growth in a relationship. um and they're not willing to understand what that person is trying to aim toward, and they want to sit and dwell in that one little state of mind, and they don't want to grow. Most relationships, when you are
Yeah,
dating a
constructive
person,
criticism.
huh?
That's what you're talking about, constructive criticism, not being open to
But
it.
yes. So
Okay.
basically, once you're dating a person, you're doing everything to keep them. You're listening. Like you put everything away. But guess what? When you get into a relationship, all that stops. Why? That's the main thing. When you get in a relationship, it's like you got what you wanted. You've achieved your goal. Now you give up because you got what you wanted. Why do that happen? And people wonder, okay, what was the main cause? Because you did so much in the beginning, you wanted to be the best you can, and then all of a sudden you get what you want, and basically you like a little kid with a brand new toy. You done found something else, and now you just want to play with something else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
True.
And that goes both ways, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just singled out to one gender. This goes both ways. It goes both ways. Don't think that I'm targeting one side. No, it goes both ways.
Hmm.
You have some men that don't want to change or have a compromise in a relationship. You have some women that just don't want to get out of their ways of how they was raised or how things supposed to be. But sometimes you have to compromise in a relationship because you never know what situation that other person is going through. He may not be able to be that provider at that moment, and you're the one to actually be the breadwinner. You can't knock somebody that's trying, and if he's actually trying, if he's really trying to get where he need to be and actually help you, help that man. Men, if the woman said she needs you to be a provider, you're the man. You have to provide, but you have to have y'all both have to have an understanding. If I'm taking care of everything in the as far as the house bills, you have to take care of the miscellaneous. You have to do the other stuff. You have to if we have kids, you have to maintain those kids. You just can't just be sitting in a relationship not doing anything and just being just lavish, because it takes two to take care of a household, a family. It's not one person. It's not. It's too hard for one person to carry everything, and then all of a sudden when that person break down, now you talking about why, what's wrong, why you can't be the man, why you can't step up, because that man finally broken. You got to be that backbone for that man. The man is the head, the woman is the backbone to hold the man up, so you got to hold him up, and vice versa. If the woman is the breadwinner, she knows down the line that she don't always want to be the head all the time, because she's supposed to have a strong man to provide for her, so she wants to feel comfortable. Don't always think that a woman would take care of you. Women are not supposed to be providers like that. Men are supposed to be the providers in the head. But you got some strong women that say, "No, what? I don't need you." But you got to understand, you need somebody to actually, if you want to be in a relationship, you gotta have some type of help from the other side.
Curry, Curry. But I did want to say
She said,
Curry
"If I
did hit
can't,
something on the nail. She did hit something
that's
on the nail
understandable."
though.
Yeah,
Accountability.
yeah. You hold on. What she say?
She's saying
Relationships are
about
not.
accountability. She hit that on the nail because
Yeah,
if you cannot take accountability for your actions, that is a roadblock to your road to find a resolution. You will not be able to find a
Mhm.
resolution if you do not take accountability for your actions, what role you played in anything. You will not find a resolution to nothing, because then that means you're just stuck in your ways, or you just don't find no wrong in what you did. Take accountability, please. Kilo had a question.
Okay. So Kilo, I see. Dear Cupid, what do you do when you have reached the line, reached the end of the line with a person from them not listening, and when you leave, he promised to change? Okay, so it took you to actually leave for him to change. That means you don't go back. That was the line crossed right there. Why you had to cut everything, keep leaving? Why should you have okay, when someone is doing something that you already acknowledged and told them that they need to fix it to make our relationship better, and they don't do it until you actually leave, that's like a job saying, if you don't do your job, we're gonna fire you. You think that job is gonna hire you back after they done told you countless times that you didn't messed up or you didn't did something wrong? No, they're not gonna go back. They're gonna find somebody else to replace you. Like I said, you got to put in the work. If somebody put if your woman or your man pull you to the side, baby, look, this what I've been noticing. This what we need to work on, or you need to work on to really. If you need help, I'm here. If you need to talk, if they pull you to the side and tell you something like that, you need to think about it. You need to be like, okay, I need to really like change, like I need to grow. Like I'm gonna use that word. I'm gonna use that word a minute. I need to grow, because if they telling me I need to start listening to their feelings, to what they're saying, that means I'm not doing what I need to be doing in this relationship to make them feel like I'm understanding their process in this relationship. And if that process ain't working, then guess what? We're gonna find somebody else that understand that process.
Mm, I'm with Kirby. You don't have to give chance after chance. You know what, Kilo? It was something that I learned when I was like what, maybe 13. I went to like this conference when I was in church. I learned that change is temporary, but transformation is permanent. When you start making changes, they start to become routine. Later on, routine becomes habit. Let them know you need them to walk it like they talk it.
Okay. Yeah. It could be a facade. Be careful. And then it creates a
Mm-hmm.
pattern. Hey, go, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to change. I'm going to change. No, leave.
Mm-hmm. I just had to throw that in there. Change is temporary. Transformation is permanent. Walk it like you talk it. Walk it like you talk it.
All right, this we have come down to the closure of the show. Like I said, this has been Dear Cupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. Man, we didn't talk about communication, but let us see. I think we really dissected it. I think we really talked about it. I think we got our point across. We got the definition in. We got some examples in, and I think I'm gonna be ready for the next one. We doing letter D, and I swear if y'all put any word,
I
okay,
knew you was gonna say that. I swear.
y'all make sure y'all fave Queen B in the box. Y'all make sure y'all fave Minnie. She's new to the app. She's been on the app for what 3 weeks now, to 4 weeks, one of them.
It's been more than that, but I've been
Yeah,
active. But yeah, I've been active.
y'all make sure y'all fave up. Go check out her live. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go look over there. I'm her number one over there. So I'm gonna go over there. If I don't see you over there, problem. Go over there. Check out. She got good energy, good vibes.
Yeah, I got y'all fame.
All right. I was just gonna
I'm just
ask that.
look.
Thanks, Tasha. I was gonna tell y'all to throw some D words out there that y'all think that we should
Yes.
talk about next week. Cause
If
we
y'all have some words, the letter, words that start with the letter D, don't be hesitant. You can comment. You can come into my live. You can go to Queen B. You can inbox her. If you would like to be a
Thank
part of the show
you.
next week,
Fave you back, girl.
um, you're welcome. I'm like, it's not no, oh, I
Fave.
have to do a vetting process. None of that. It's basically I'm looking for real serious people that want to get up here, talk, learn, discuss, and dissect these words, because Most people, they hear this word or hear this phrase or whatever, and they don't really know the true background behind it and what it can do to help you in your relationship, or if you're aiming for a relationship. Don't be the problem, be the solution. Communicate with each other, talk with each other. That goes for friendships too. That goes for family too. Not just relationships. Don't always think that this show is just about love and relationships. Relationships go all over, and it'll touch you. I'm telling you. But like I said, if y'all don't know y'all love languages, I'll be glad to send you that love language quiz. You can take it, and we can dissect it together. It's amazing. You can tap into different little things. I love it because when I hear somebody tell me what they love language is, I be like, man, mine's quality time. So I let y'all know that. Y'all know what that means. I like to be on the phone. I like.
No, you
But
lying.
You can tell. A person don't even have to tell you. You can tell. Like if you observe them, you're gonna know.
yeah, I don't know about Novocaine. He is alcohol. But
He's nothing.
Cupid,
Hey,
we're out of here.
we ain't featured no